Hello everyone. In this video, we will review grouping, pivoting, and reshaping operations for a Pandas data frame. It is one of the more advanced features of Pandas, so please keep watching till the end. First, we load the libraries. Then we create a Pandas data frame. Here we have test scores for students, and we also have the teacher name for each student. If we check the data types, we can see apart from name and teacher column, all columns are numeric. The group by operation is also an important operation in Pandas. It splits a data frame into groups based on specified criterion, and it also allows us to perform aggregate operations on each group. Let's see how this works. Here we apply the group by operation to our data frame and we apply it on teacher column. Then we use get_group method to see each split by teacher name. Here we apply the aggregate operations on the groups and compute the median value and keep only the test scores. We can see teacher HB students have median scores of 88 and 81 in test 1 and test 2 respectively, whereas teacher Jones students have median scores of 89 and 86. Similarly, we can compute the min and max values for the groups, and this time we are grouping by two columns, teacher and age. We can also compute the quartile values. Here we are trying to compute the 10th and 90th percentile, and we are setting the numeric only parameter to true. Another important operation is to compute pivot tables. A pivot table in Pandas is similar to an Excel pivot table. It is a powerful tool to calculate, summarize, and analyze data that lets us see comparisons, patterns, and trends in our data. We can use the pivot_table method and provide the index column and also the columns for which we want to compute the statistics as values. And finally, we provide the aggregate functions which we want to use. In data warehousing, fact and dimension tables are frequently used. A fact table is a value that is measured and reported on, whereas a dimension is a group of values that describe the conditions of the fact. For example, in sales scenario, typical facts would be the number of sales of an item and the cost of an item, whereas the dimensions might be the store where the item was sold, the date, and the customer. The dimensions can then be sliced to dissect the data. For example, we might want to view sales by store. In our data frame, we can consider test scores to be a fact. Often, tools require that data be stored in long format or tidy format such that it only has one fact per row. Our current data frame, as we can see, is in a normalized way. To convert it to long format, we have to denormalize it. So we could use it using the melt method. Here we provide the columns test 1 and test 2. So these are our facts. We can provide the column for ID variables, and then we could specify a name for variable and also a name for the value. Now we can see that in our data frame, each row has one fact value. We can convert back to wide format, which was our original format. So first we save the long data frame, and then we could use the pivot_table method to convert back to our original data frame. A dummy variable, which is also sometimes known as an indicator variable, is a variable that has a value of 1 or 0. These variables are created to represent categorical data in numerical form, enabling their use in statistical models. We use the get underscore dummies method to generate dummy variables. Here we can see that we have created dummy variables for the age column. Now each age has its own column. Now how we could go back to our original data frame? So we could do so. First we obtain our age columns. Then we get the value of the ages as integers. Now we could apply this lambda function. So what it's doing, it's using these binary values from each column and the ages and trying to produce the age column. Here we drop the age columns and we re-index the data frame. This gives us our original data frame. Again, there is still much more on Pandas data frame that we will cover in the coming videos. Please keep watching and see you all in the next video. Thank you.